Hyrule Warriors improves on the Warriors franchise by leaps and bounds. First and foremost, the game isn't just about you slaying thousands of monsters, but how you slay these thousands of monsters, as well as what else you can accomplish on the way. Mindless killing gives way to specific objectives and thought-out combos, and I really feel like I'm accomplishing something rather than mindlessly hitting X. Though Hyrule Warriors is better than previous Warriors games, it is still just that, a Warriors game. So Zelda fans will have to keep this in mind when picking up a copy. Hyrule Warriors offers 4 main modes: Legendary Mode, Adventure Mode, Free Mode, and Challenge Mode. Legendary Mode is the main storyline in which Link, Impa, and Zelda find themselves in a war against the sorceress Sia, who wishes to possess both the Triforce and Link's soul. While it's interesting to see how Koei Tecmo and Team Ninja handles the storyline, don't expect to find any genre-defining narrative here. The story mostly serves to get characters from point A to point B. But that's okay, because this isn't the type of game that players should expect to pick up for $59.99. More importantly, Legendary Mode feels more like an introduction to the game to prepare players for the vast Adventure Mode. Adventure Mode is where you'll be spending the bulk of your time. Koei Tecmo completely recreated the original Legend of Zelda map with a different battle scenario in each square. Sometimes you'll be in a standard battle, where your army will be pitted against an enemy, but many times there will be a twist. The enemy may unleash powerful bomb shoes against your bases, or you may need to break through enemy lines in order to reach allies who are in trouble. While failing some of these missions won't net you a game over, it may make your battle that much harder. In order to get the best results, players will need to prioritize their time on the battlefield instead of knocking enemies left and right. There are Adventure Mode stages aside from taking out the enemy commander. One scenario has you battling 2 officers at a time, but you can only defeat the one the game points out. Other types of scenario involve boss gauntlets, a race to take out as many foes as possible, and a battle in which you can kill others in one shot, but they can do the same to you. These types of battles are good for both hunting rare materials and act as a good break to the monotony of enemy smashing. For those of you who have the itch to collect, Hyrule Warriors offers plenty of items. Hidden weapons found throughout Adventure Mode map requires compasses, bombs, hookshots, and other items to discover them. The possibility of capturing a powerful weapon is great, but more often than not, you'll need to repeat certain stages in order to gain the necessary items to unlock these secrets, padding the game's length. In Hyrule Warriors, it's not just you against enemy officers. There are many times where a large boss character will make the scene. While fighting some of them are fun, others become frustrating to the point where I dreaded seeing them. I'm looking at you, Manhandler. However, once you get the pattern down, these battles can become quite boring, as long as they're one-on-one. While you shouldn't expect a boss in every battle, you should expect a battle with multiple bosses. Unless your character is way over-leveled, you'll need strategy and precision to take them all down. Each of the fighter's attacks feel distinctive and tailor-made to that character, leaving players with a unique experience. Character combos have the right balance of flashy and powerful, and some characters really are a delight to play. Some characters have a special charge gauge that works only in certain conditions, and mastering these gauges adds an extra bit of fun to the fighting. Even switching between the weapons of one character can have a drastic effect on how you take down enemy armies. Each character has their own strengths and weaknesses, so players can't simply carry one character throughout the entire game. Link does have a bad case of dominant strategy syndrome, in which the spin attack will just about annihilate everything in his path. Don't worry, as Hyrule Warriors isn't about to let you spin attack your way to total victory. In both the Legendary Campaign and Adventure Mode, levels can limit anything from the type of character used to the type of weapon required to complete the stage. This gives players a chance to sample everything that Hyrule Warriors has to offer. However, in the second half of the Legendary Campaign, the game recommends Link a little too much, causing him to become far stronger than his allies by the end. While the X and Y buttons still get a workout, Hyrule Warriors gives you different ways to take out enemies. The aforementioned charge gauges are by far the strongest way to keep the combat from growing stale. Players also have access to special attacks and a focus gauge, in which the player becomes a powered-up version of themselves, dealing massive damage to anyone around them. Zelda staples such as the bow, hookshot, and bombs are used for some platforming, but mostly combat. For example, bombs can toss enemies around, giving you an opportunity to start a combo. I will admit that I found bombs far more useful than any other secondary weapons, especially when they're powered up. Everything else just seemed to gather dust around until I needed them for a specific situation. A trip to the smithy allows players to merge traits from certain weapons earned throughout the game. Unfortunately, the customization is very stiff. You cannot replace traits, you can only replace a new trait into a weapon with an empty slot, and you cannot add empty slots to an already existing weapon. Furthermore, you can only craft one trait from an old weapon into a new weapon, meaning that the other traits in the old weapon will be destroyed in the merge. Some of the characters have other weapons to choose from, such as Link's gauntlets or Zelda's baton, but many are limited to only one. For instance, Lana has 3 weapon layouts, while Midna only has 1. This leaves characters like Midna to become stale, and end up used much less often. While underused characters can become a problem, the training dojo is here to solve your woes. Spending your hard-earned rupees can increase the character's level, but only to match the highest character you have available, which prevents you from investing all your money into one character as a quick scheme to get to level 99. Your rupees can also go toward badges for your characters. By collecting rupees and materials, players can create perks, such as the ability to take an enemy keep faster, or to unlock new combos for their weapons. Materials for low-ranking perks are abundant, but the players will have to invest a bit more time to fully level up these trees. Luckily, this is not the case for the combo tree, so players can quickly explore the world of possibilities with a character's fighting style. This mechanic, again, places emphasis not on slaying as many enemies as possible, but what you can collect along the way. It may not seem like much for most games, but for this title, the badge system adds a lot to the experience. For Zelda fans looking to pick up this title, keep in mind that this is still a Warriors game. However, it is one of the best of the franchise, and not because it takes place in the Zelda universe. One of the best improvements to the Warriors series is that Hyrule Warriors gives the players a lot to do on the battlefield. Yes, the ability to KO thousands of monsters is still there, but looking for weapons, heart containers, and Skulltulas while fending off bomb shoes and bosses keeps the gameplay very exciting. If you're a Warriors fan or are interested in the series, I definitely recommend you pick this up. I give Hyrule Warriors for the Wii U an 8.25 out of 10.